My name is Emilio Merida from IMAC Inglés Total. And today we're going to study the use of which plus the auxiliary would or wouldn't. That's right. Hoy vamos a estudiar el uso del verbo wish más el auxiliar would or wouldn't, que nos sirve para referirnos a situaciones hipotéticas o imaginarias. So, let's begin. First of all, you previously studied how to use the verb wish. Yes, and you know now that we use wish to talk about things that we would like to be different in the present or the future. Usually, these things are impossible or very unlikely. Let me show you some examples just as a casual reminder. First, let me remind you the structure that you have to follow, or the rule. First, you have to use a subject, of course. Generally, this subject, it's I, because we talk about things that we would like to be different. But that doesn't mean that you can't use other subjects. But I is very common. Then, of course, you use the verb wish, the action, plus the subject or the noun of the action that you would like to be different. Of course, you need an action to refer to. In this case, we're going to use a verb in simple past. Why in simple past? Because we are talking about situations that we would like to be different. So that's a hypothetical situation. In other words, this didn't happen, this is not happening, and this will not happen. It's not real. So we have to use a verb in simple past. Some examples of this structure or how to use this structure are here. Let's check. I wish I were taller. Ojalá estuviera más alto. Algunas personas interpretan o traducen esto utilizando la palabra ojalá del español, o bien otras lo interpretan como yo desearía ser más alto. En cualquiera de los dos casos, la intención del mensaje no cambia. Estamos hablando de una situación muy poco probable de suceder o bien imposible. I wish I were taller. There's no way to be taller. So this is impossible. I wasn't taller. I'm not taller right now. And I won't be taller. Ever. Another example we can analyze is, he wishes he had more time. Ojalá él tuviera más tiempo. O él desearía tener más tiempo. En cualquiera de los dos casos, la intención del mensaje es exactamente la misma. He wishes he had more time. So, he doesn't have more time. He will not have more time. Probably he has a very complicated schedule and he's using the verb had in simple present to express that this won't change in the future. Another example that we can analyze is, we wish we didn't have to work today. Ojalá no tuviéramos que trabajar hoy. Desearíamos no trabajar hoy. La intención del mensaje, la esencia, en cualquiera de las dos ideas en español, no cambia. Yes, we don't want to go to work today. But that's very unlikely or impossible. If we don't go to work, we don't get paid. So these people are using the verb in simple past, and it's negative because they don't want to go to work. No quieren ir a trabajar, pero es muy difícil el no hacerlo. Podrían descontarles. Y probablemente es la razón por la que ellos están utilizando esta acción o están representando esta acción en pasado simple y en negativo, porque no quieren ir a trabajar. Y con esto están expresando que es muy poco probable, es muy difícil que suceda o incluso imposible. Now that you remember very well the use of the verb wish and the way you studied this before, it's time to explain you how you can use the verb wish with the auxiliary would or wouldn't to talk about another type of actions, a special type of actions. Let's see. What type of activities can we refer to when we use wish plus would and wouldn't? Let's see. We use this very specific structure usually to refer to actions that other person or people are doing, or maybe not doing, and it's something that we don't like. In addition, we want this person or people to change that behavior. So that makes this type of actions or situations totally different. Now, what is the structure? What is the rule that we have to follow? Let's see. This is the rule. Of course, we begin our idea or sentence with a subject. Most of the time we talk about I, or we use I. Then, of course, the verb wish. Then the subject, the person that is doing the action or not doing the action that we don't like. Then we use the auxiliary would and wouldn't because this is a hypothetical situation. Plus the verb, the action, happening or not happening, and the base form. Remember that when we use the auxiliary would or wouldn't, we always use the base form of the verb. One excellent example or representation of this rule is the following. I wish you would work less hours. Ojalá que trabajaras menos horas. Ojalá trabajaras menos horas. O yo desearía que trabajaras menos horas. El hecho de utilizar el auxiliar would me hace asumir que esta acción es algo que está sucediendo o no sucediendo, que no me gusta y que quiero que esto cambie. So, I wish you would work less hours. You work too much. You work many hours. I don't like that. I want you to change this activity or this behavior. All right? So let's check more examples in order to reinforce this concept, in order to really understand what type of actions we can refer to using wish plus would or would. Let's see. Here we have 3 more examples. Let's see. All right, let's analyze. I wish that John wouldn't eat all the chocolate. Ojalá que John no se comiera todo el chocolate. Yo desearía que John no se comiera todo el chocolate. So, John always eats all the chocolate. I don't like that. I don't like that action. I want John to change this behavior. John se come siempre todo el chocolate. No me gusta que John haga eso. Quiero que John cambie este comportamiento. Por lo tanto, voy a utilizar el verbo wish más el auxiliar would. Esto es algo que John está haciendo y no me gusta. Y además quiero que lo cambie. Another example. I wish that the neighbors would be quiet. Ojalá que los vecinos estuvieran callados. Desearía que los vecinos estuvieran callados. So, the neighbors are really noisy. I don't like that. I want the neighbors to change this behavior. Los vecinos son muy ruidosos o escandalosos. Eso no me gusta. Quiero que los vecinos cambien este comportamiento. Por lo tanto, utilizo el verbo wish más el auxiliar would. No es algo que estén haciendo. El estar callados no es algo que están haciendo ahora mismo y quiero que lo cambien. Another example is, I wish that you wouldn't smoke so much. Ojalá que no fumaras tanto. Desearía que no fumaras tanto. You smoke a lot. I don't like that. I want you to change that behavior. I want you to stop smoking. Or maybe smoke less. Fumas mucho. Eso no me gusta. Quiero que cambies ese comportamiento. Que dejes de fumar o probablemente que fumes menos. Por lo tanto, utilizo el verbo wish más el auxiliar would en negativo. Would, para expresar que es algo que estás haciendo y que ya no quiero que hagas o que quiero que cambies. All right? Now, something important about this. We don't usually use this structure to talk about ourselves or about something that nobody can change. However, and exceptionally, we can use this structure to talk about the weather. Let's put it right here, this special note. For example, I wish that it would stop raining. Ojalá que parara de llover. O también desearía que parara de llover. En cualquiera de las dos situaciones, la esencia del mensaje no cambia. even though we don't use this to talk about ourselves or situations that nobody can change, we do use it to talk about the weather. That's very clear. You can consider this an exception to the use, all right? So now, let me show you two situations that at first sight, it may look similar or identical. However, they are totally different. Let's see. Let's put it right here. These sentences, as you can see, are not complete. And they look identical to me. And I'm sure they look identical to you. However, we're talking about different situations. Let's see. I wish my mother lasagna. I wish my mother lasagna. Let's analyze this situation. My mother doesn't know how to cook lasagna. We don't have a stove at home. My mother never cooks lasagna. She doesn't want to do it. I want her to change that. So, what is the correct tense or auxiliary that you can use to complete these sentences correctly? Also, what is the correct verb that you can use in this specific context? Yes, the verb is cook. Correct. Now, what is the correct tense or auxiliary that you can use to successfully represent these situations, these explanations that you have in parentheses? Go. Now is your turn. I'm going to think about it myself. And we are going to answer this together. I'm sure you have the answer for the first sentence by now. And let me tell you that your answer is correct. I'm sure that you use the verb cook in simple past to complete the first sentence. Why? Sure that you also reflected on this, because this situation, yes, I would like to be different. And in addition, this is very unlikely or even impossible. My mother doesn't know how to cook and we don't have a stove at home. So how is she going to cook lasagna? How is this situation going to change? Very unlikely. And as a result, I'm quite sure that you decided to complete the next sentence using the auxiliary would and the verb cook. Why? I wish my mother would cook lasagna. Yes, because my mother never cooks lasagna. I don't like that. And I want her to change this. I'm referring to a situation that a person is doing or not doing that I don't like and that I want this person to change. So, good job. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation as much as I did. And as usual, I'll see you next time. Bye.